No. You do the thing when we go from the green room to the we don't go anywhere, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, I go somewhere. I'm always going somewhere. Well, welcome to the green room, Jamie. This is the longest we've held a song background song for the green room, and even pre green room.
Well, and we didn't.
What's the room before the green room? So then it would be purple or red. Why is it even green? There's probably some sensible explanation for green rooms.
Yeah, we'll have to find a historian.
Yeah, well, I learned from a historian at USC, Leonard Maltin, the film critic. But I don't
about
remember
the green room.
No, I didn't. I don't remember talking about it. But he's a famous film guy. He probably.
I know.
Probably would know.
But I mean that's film. That's not the green room. That's not like vaudeville backstage.
I guess it is a little different. He might not know. He knew a lot of things though, especially about old timey cartoons. That was his thing.
Did not know that.
Yeah, like OG Disney and Hanna-Barbera and the black and white talkies. Okay. Anyway, I thought we'd already talked about that.
Well, I mean, you've talked about him, but you haven't talked about the animation fascination.
Oh yeah. A lot of times before the movies in that movie class we did, he would show cartoons to us. It was like a retro throwback to Saturday morning cartoons.
Like going to an Alamo Draft House, and they just, do you have those up there?
The Alamo, very far away. I did see. Where was I? I think I was visiting you, or it was
They have them in other places, but
I know. I have seen them, heard of them elsewhere, but actually, my mechanical electrical engineer works on. I think they're called flicks, maybe. They're a similar thing, like where you have bar and cushy chairs and all that stuff. Little finer movie watching.
Yeah, well, the Alamo does a whole as you're getting into the theater, they curate rando clips somewhat associated with the film that's showing.
Oh.
If it's a spy thriller, they might show old detective kind of things.
I like that.
Or if it's a Batman movie or something like that, they'll show weird campy Batman clips. It's just cool. Sort of lightheartered, you don't really have to pay attention to it all, that kind of a thing.
Is it in the theater or is it in the lobby?
No, in the theater. As you're sitting down and they're checking your ticket and you're placing your order for your food and your drink and all that stuff, the house lights are at sort of half mast.
It's not a bunch of dumb commercials like they used. I mean, I haven't been to a movie theater.
This is with no commercials.
Well, the pre-movie used to be a bunch of commercials, garbage commercials.
Yeah, no garbage commercials. This is the commercial, and then but it's not a commercial. And then they do the previews, and then
Yeah, that's cool. Well, we don't have any of those up here. But I mean, I honestly don't know when we will go to a movie. Although if we're on talk about movies,
we talk about movies a lot,
I know. Well, in this today,
okay.
In this current episode here, or pre-show, but the Danielle and I go to the Flint Institute of Arts here in Flint, Michigan, in the College Cultural Center, we are members of the Friends of Modern Art, or it's basically Friends of Modern Art film series. So they curate. They have a movie theater. Well, they have a theater with nice cushy chairs, but no food. Oh well, no food in the theater. But they curate a whole series of movies every year, from like kind of the fall to the summer, and take a break. But the well, it's kind of like the whole year, huh? Fall to the summer. There's gaps in there, but it's fun because you see oddball stuff. Like you don't really see mainstream movies. Sometimes you do.
So it's like an art house movie theater, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Inside the museum. And so, it's like, so I think it's like $100 and you get 36 tickets. So for the two of us, divided by two, it's pretty cheap. If you were to buy a single ticket, I think it's like $6 or $7.
Yeah, that's super cheap.
And so,
there isn't very much you can do anywhere in the world right now
for $6.
Yeah,
$7. It's even cheaper if you buy the 100. Let's do the math, right? 36 divided by 100, that's 350, 360, right? Per
can you even get like a combo meal for $6?
No.
I
don't tell Dee, but if you go to McDonald's, the cheapest thing on the menu is the 2 cheeseburger meal, and it used to be under $5, and now I think it's $7 or $8. Yeah. Wow, we've got five people watching so far. So welcome. Who all is joined?
I do appreciate, so you and Jason have very similar stories about your significant others related to the fast food industry. Like both of you are like, don't tell them, but
it's a guilty pleasure.
It's like a guilty pleasure, and somehow I'm the one who has to be the
secret keeper,
the secret keeper of your fascination with.
I suppose. Well, and all the people watching.
Yeah. Jason, it's Whataburger. There's certain Whataburger things that disappear off the Whataburger menu, and when they come back, for that special time, he's just like, hey. And not that I've ever gone to Whataburger with him, but it's like I'm the secret keeper, just like your double cheeseburgers.
That's always on the menu. I think they tried to get rid of it, and they couldn't. No. And then
because of all the people like you who are having these secret moments to go and yeah.
This whole thing could wind up being just pre-show, and because we don't want that to be public information.
No, that's got to be
public.
No,
archived in the episode. The what was I going to say?
That reminds me of something.
It's the McRib is like the
Jason's brother. Yeah, Jason's brother is all about the McRib. The comedian. He's the comedian.
Yeah. Well, the McRib is comedy. Yeah, it's not. It's one of those things that you have these. I shouldn't say you. I should say I have these nostalgic concepts in my mind that it tastes a certain way, and then I get one, and I remind myself that it's not.
Right.
It's not those memories anymore, and it also is a lot smaller than. When I was a kid, oh man, Anyway, so you were gonna say I think I.
Oh no! I'm ready. I'm gonna save it for the episode.
Oh, okay, good idea. All right, so now it gives me some homework. I gotta start the intro.
That was your cue. That was your cue.
Well, here it is. Our friends at Archie Marathon, if anybody's watching, they like to use the term roll intro. So we're going to roll intro. Is that how it goes? Whoop.
Yeah, it's a little bit more dramatic than that, but yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, because you are A&M, right? It's military, right?
It was, yeah. It's not like it's a very small fraction.
The so we have actually we've got a few watchers, few live watchers, Jamie.
That's extra pressure, but
And
also extra fun.
I think some of them are from the Discord channel for Archie Marathon. Our friend Kevin over there in Australia, who you've been on juries for my classes with. I believe. I mean, Sean seems like he is familiar with. I think he's using. I'm gonna just throw this up there, Sean. I think it doesn't translate some of the emoji or emoticons or whatever, But
Yeah.
you have the colon, and that means like emoji, right? Science, math, things, technology, code. Anyway.
This is the moment of the podcast where Kurt geeks out over like weird technology things, thinking that Jamie has no clue what he's talking about, but I totally understand.
Oh, right. There is a threshold at which, yes, Jamie learned.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't, I actually, you probably knew that before I did. I'll be honest.
Yeah, because
using the colon, the colon bracketing some like is basically how the thing knows it's an emoji or whatever, right?
Because I am a little older than you.
Yeah. I think we just lost some subscribers because of my.
You're like colon, blue face, smiley.
It keeps dropping.
Love it. Yeah.
They'll catch it on the recording. Anyway, Jamie.
Yeah.
So this is we're back to our
episode 134.
134. 132 with Steven is up, and we got that was a lot of fun to record, and then 133 is forthcoming, and now we're in 134. So
what's the coffee of the day?
I was gifted a Starbucks gift card, so I used it to purchase. Have you had the Green Apron blend or Green Apron roast? It's like an homage, I suppose, to the employee. I don't know. I wonder if they put any any proceeds of the sale of that into like a retirement fund or something.
That would be smart.
I heard on the radio that they, in Marketplace Money, they're planning on opening up 55,000 more stores next year. And there are a lot of them are going to be like drive-throughs, just drive-through, because people see a long line and then they leave, so they want to recapture. So that anyway, that's a lot of Green Apron blend they could sell.
Well, and that's a lot of cars. Yeah,
it's a lot of cars. Yeah, because people don't carpool, so there's 55,000 stores with at least 55,000 cars.
Yeah.
Times how many cars per minute. Anyway, that's what I'm drinking, and I don't mind it. I like it. I wonder if I'm drinking it too fast because I'm already through most of the bag already. So
you must like it. Yeah, that's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
So this I teased it on the last episode, and so this is the new one.
Okay. Good.
It's actually sort of a light medium roast. The flavor, the flavor notes are chocolate, blueberry, and honey.
Blueberry?
Blueberry. The blueberry.
I thought you said blueberry.
No.
Yeah, Count Chocula blueberry. Blueberry.
Thank you. Yeah, we just passed Halloween.
Right.
But they and apparently they are also one of those. I don't know if it's like a. What's that kind of corporation that gives back?
B Corp?
Yeah, B Corp. I don't think that they're that, but some of their profits,
Philanthropic.
are for disadvantaged youth programs throughout the U.S. So
That's cool.
But yeah, it's it's a little bit different. Decided I'll tell you that the marketing on the bag also sort of spoke to me. So this is like the second I've bought 2 bags, but it had kind of a Basquiat-esque kind of the crown kind of thing.
I was just gonna say that. Basquiat,
yeah, so kind of jumped out at me. Jumped off the shelf.
Into your cart.
Target audience. Yeah.
Well, good. It sounds good. I like a light medium. I think I'm narrowing. I mean, all the years we've been doing this, it's not just for show. Like we actually, think about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
maybe you more than me, but now I'm starting to kind of narrow my understanding. It's hard. It's not that easy.
Well, and I told you that I'm going to get to meet the folks at A&M's coffee facility here pretty soon. So that's I feel like I'm going to go to school, which is kind of good.
Old school.
Yeah.
Coffee school. That'll be fun. You should try and do some sort of live stream behind the scenes. I hope it's more exciting than the classes, the class that I teach. At least, when I see some of the faces of my students in class. But I'm just teasing.
But so you're back all in person, or are there some virtual still?
I'm 50-50. Well, 50-50 really. One of my classes is on Zoom, and one's on the studio's on ground. And but then next semester I won't have that luxury, all on ground. Although I might try and hybridize a little bit of the lecture class.
Is that sort of all intentional with the school as a whole, or is that something that?
There's a little leeway they have in doing moving things to online. They have these strange percentage, like, so it's like 0 to 49 and then 50 to 99% or whatever. So like 0 to 49% hybrid, it's intended to be on ground. I mean, I'm probably getting this wrong, but but then they pushed my current fall lecture class, the systems class, to the 50 to 99% threshold, which then basically allows me to be mostly remote. And so, although I find that the students are kind of, it varies. This group that I'm with right now started in 2020 in college, right? So their whole life has been like finishing high school online, going into college online, and so I think they're kind of feeling the burnout of the digital, and so
or they're the freak out of having to face you every day. So
look at that! I'm always smiling.
Yeah.
Drinking coffee. I'm always drinking coffee.
You like coffee? I got a podcast. Cheers.
Have a pin.
Yeah, have a pin. I'm trying to be better about giving out the pins. So I've
only got a few left. I'm down.
I did offer up a sketch and coffee as part of a silent auction recently. Yeah. So that was exciting. It went really well. It was a fun night. So that's always good. But I think we've got tons and tons of sketches to talk about. So I don't want to delay.
We should. I will say one thing.
This is the part 2. So
part 2, and I will say one thing. I gotta be nice to our friends at Archispeak, because I might need Cormac's help on Friday in class. There'll be 2 bags of coffee.
Oh, we're bribing now. We're going away from the coffee feud, and now we're going into the coffee bribing.
What do they call that? Emolumations or immolate?
We're not.
No, not immolation. What's
the
dang word?
The emoluments clause.
Emolument.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna create some sort of illegal gift.
Podcaster to podcaster.
Unsanctioned gift
for reviewing students' work.
Yep. And it'll be very public too,
Right.
Here's coffee.
Here's coffee. Help be constructive.
It costs you nothing.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, I guess you want me. Let's share screen, right? And we didn't really talk about which ones. So, do you want to do lightning round again, and do a handful?
Yeah, you can do a handful. I mean,
I'll do that. And this time we'll just pick on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, I think since the month of October is over, we are in November, and today was the. I went and did my thing, but yeah, so it's Archinktober.
Yep.
I know. Yeah, I was doing it.
Inktober.
Yep.
Emoluments.
31 days in October. I got really close.
Have you ever gotten all 31? I don't know. Yeah, and this is probably one of the biggest batches of Archinktober sketches. Fantastic. They're not in order. They're in some kind of order, but not in 1 to 20. I think you made it through 28 days. I think something.
Yeah.
Like that. Which so this is all of them from the month, which is fantastic. It's just melts my heart. And you consistently. Oh no.
Oh no.
You did not consistently use the same mug.
Yeah, I know. There's that one mug, right?
You're using the black sheep. Oh, actually, too, though, that was day 16. This is the first box here on the left.
Oh, is that helps you out there? Yeah, so that
because I remember that day and the sketch on that day.
Yeah,
and then this is so at some point you washed. That's a contraband number 2.
Yeah, well that one's got a story. That one's got a story. So
I know it should be.
They all have stories. They all have stories.
I love mugs. This one is it reacts with the wireless charger to keep it warm.
See, it's all gadgets with you.
Yeah, see, that was a Christmas gift from Danielle last year. It's my favorite one. I've used it basically every single day. So we'll do our pseudo lightning round with the cluster here. This is I suppose you can
go back. I mean, you are the curator today, so
I do remember the ones we did do. We did. I think we did 8. I think we did half of them already.
Did 5 or 6. Anyway, yeah.
And maybe you can pick one. So if I pick a few, then you can maybe, if you feel like you want to really not miss one, let me know. So I'm going to zoom right into here, right? I had trouble deciding where to start, but I think I'll start here because, and it's this sketch here because of the high rise, the high rise form that's sort of eroded in the middle. Did you freeze on me, Jamie?
No, I'm here.
Oh, you fell. So,
did you freeze on me? No, sir.
Very still. You've gotten very still on me. So the high rise, the high rise among other high rises, but you have this fun little gravity defying erosion in the middle of the building, which is a lot of fun. And actually, the form of the overall mass of the building is really appealing to me. We've talked about this sort of these various affinities that we have individually. Like, I think your form things that stand out to you are different than the ones I do. But this is a form that is one that I like. The sort of tapered column or tapered tower. I don't know how else to describe it, but that sort of bulge in the middle, and I guess that's the sort of anti-gravity sort of the cantilever, I suppose.
Sort of an unbalanced form, yeah.
Unbalanced, yeah. And then the further sort of erosion or carve away in the center of it for a little micro city, and the stalactite, forms in the middle there. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think for those who haven't seen it,
clock too.
Yeah, I know. For those who haven't seen it, or who aren't watching, I have a sort of a fascination with Pomodoro and his sort of sculptures. The spheres that have been carved, sort of the mechanical, innards that sort of get exposed, and so some of that gets sort of expressed here, but from a tower form. So I haven't really drawn one quite like this before. Usually those types of elements end up sort of being in the background. This is really kind of set foreground in the image, and really what's interesting about this as a sketch is that it started out with a very, very rough outline of that sort of unbalanced tower form that you were talking about, and immediately realized I was going to carve the center, and then everything else about the sketch gets built out from that. So the focal point of the drawing, that sort of centered carved piece that kind of draws your attention, is also really the genesis of the whole sketch as you see it.
Oh, it's cool. It also looks like there's like a roadway going through it on the bottom.
Oh yeah, we've got the whole road and carving through the form, and so this one, the prompt was dystopian.
Yeah, thanks for reminding to bring up the prompts, because there'll be some interesting conversation there too. Yeah, this is cool. It's a good start. I suppose if we want to attempt this lightning round, we should move.
Yeah, got to pick up the pace.
We should pick up the pace. All right. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Well, let's follow a theme for a second here. And maybe are this considered one sketch? The two facing pages?
Yeah, this was a one sketcher, facing pages. One of the things that's sort of interesting about the month of October for me is that this is October leading into November is sort of when I was able to do my Creek Show piece, but it was also interestingly, there was a precursor to the Creek Show piece, and then so this whole kind of idea about installation art is always sort of runs through my sketchbook as varying different ideas of that. And so this is one where the prompt allowed me to kind of think through some of those installation ideas that I've had in the past, and then newer ones. So this is about sort of vantage points, and it's the prompt was Modular Man, but it was sort of exploring the idea of these sort of figure form and figure field in this hybrid landscape as an art piece, but then wondering what that's like if you could sort of break that down into a series of sheets that an actual viewer could view, so that that hybridized landscape, those multiple grids, are almost on vellum or transparencies, and sort of layering that in space, and maybe an idea of projection. Just trying to get ideas down on the page, as they're still kind of formulating.
Yeah, that's cool. I can see the relationship now between the panels, and then the sort of the image on the right is sort of the combined effect. I can't remember there. I think there's a term, but I'm not going to try to remember it right now. But in the sort of deconstructed manner of each element, I think those are fascinating ways to explore perception, right, in space, 3-dimensional, in object in space versus a photograph of a finished thing or something like that, right? So it sort of forces the person to actually inhabit a space to fully understand it.
Well, and I think that's the beauty of art, is that, and when architecture meets art in an installation, is there's that opportunity to kind of explore those kinds of ideas. And it's just something I think that's always sort of fascinated me, as an artist architect. It's kind of that relationship of the viewer to the actual individual pieces. In that one, it was sort of trying to figure out, like, what would that feel like in a gallery? Definitely not a fully formed idea, but just trying to get some stuff down on the page.
Yeah. Great. So let's see, where do we want to go next? Just gonna keep moving. How about well, this was interesting. I don't know if it is following any longer a theme, but I thought this was kind of nice because it seemed like an outdoor scene, and the sort of pencil shaped rocks, or these hexagonal or pentagonal. I don't know what you were working on. There's 5 sides, 6 sides. I don't know. And then sort of like a pier or some sort of outcropping that people are walking along. So I don't know. What was the prompt on this one?
Ireland.
Oh, so is this a real place then?
Yeah, so this would be the Giant's Causeway.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now it starts to make sense. The
yeah,
sort of
a place I've not been, but a place that I would like to go.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if we made it out there, but I heard a lot about it. I've definitely seen pictures of it, and so yeah, the way the rock sort of.
I like how you were like, I'm not sure if we made it out there. Like, one too many Guinnesses, but yeah.
Well, we had a very prescribed.
What is the plural of Guinness? Guinness-I?
Guinness. Guinnesses. I'd go with Guinnesses. Yeah. Guinness. It does taste better over there too, by the way.
I'm sure it does.
But like in California, there's by Mammoth Mountain, there's a rock outcropping they call Devil's Postpile, which is, I think, the same type of rock because of the way it sort of fractures in these geometric, or
kind of like a
angular.
So what? No, I just think it's fascinating, and it was, with a prompt like that, it was, like I've said before, is that some of the prompts immediately, so for those who are just tuning in to part 2 and not part 1, explaining what Archinktober is. So there are literally 31 prompts, one for each day of the month, and I have tried to do my very best to follow along in order. And so this one, the prompt Ireland, this was the first image that popped into my mind. Is a place there that I certainly would love to visit. And then, kind of Googled, some images of it just to kind of pull some stuff up on the screen, and then just rendered a version of it quickly myself, not necessarily from a photograph. So this is sort of partially there, partially imagined, very quick sketch.
Yeah. That's an interesting prompt to have a country name. I don't know if do you remember if they've done
I
that
don't think
before?
they've ever done that before. Yeah, this is it. It was, but I played along. It didn't stump me this time, so that was good.
Let's see. All right. How about I'll can't leave out Batman. So we're gonna go here. We'll do these two. There's two of them.
There's
At least
two.
two.
Yep.
So we can do it quick. So this is, I don't know, honestly, so I don't know what the prompt was. Oh no, it was cave, right?
There you go.
This is the Bat Cave of the Christian Bale, Christopher Nolan directed Batman series. And honestly, I think this Batmobile is my favorite.
Oh,
Even though until this one, it was the Tim Burton version of Batman 1, or, well, his first Batman. The Michael Keaton Batmobile. That thing was pretty sweet. And then no other Batmobile was, well, this is good. This is not my favorite. The Robert Pattinson Batmobile is pretty sweet too, because it's kind of gritty. It's more of a jalopy.
Kind of DIY'd it. Yep.
Yeah. So good sketch. Did you have to use any visual references, or did you pull this from memory?
Oh no, this one I did use a photo, because I was like, because I wanted a good image of the tumbler, to try and get my head wrapped around it. I knew, I mean, I actually started to draw the sketch of the space, without it. Like, I was like, cave. I knew what I was going to be drawing. That was like, and so because that whole image of that subterranean cave, yet it's in sort of a corporate almost environment.
I was just gonna say, if it felt like it's in a skyscraper.
Yeah. Like, there's a skyscraper above this. This is like the basement level 6.
Well, I feel like it's like in the skyscraper up high, even though it's supposed to be a cave, just because of the interior environment, like you said, this sort of infinite ceiling of light, the darkness beyond, like, it most likely was underground space, but it also had this weird corporate vibe, like you were saying.
Yeah. So love it. Agree on the tumbler being like sort of a genius move for the Batmobile.
Is that sort of thing? That's not like a real thing, is it? The tumbler?
No. Well, I mean, it is. I mean,
it kind of makes you think like the armies they're not designing the right things.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Right. No. So we did get to see South by Southwest. There was one of them that had multiple Bat vehicles, multiple Batmobiles, including a tumbler. So that was pretty sick.
I think I watched the YouTube thing on some of the iterations of the tumbler as well. There's an interesting little pseudo documentary of behind the scenes production work and how they mocked it up in a form, and then they started skinning it and all that stuff. So yeah, so then we'll jump over to the Batman and Robin, I assume.
Yep.
So a Batman and a Robin. So which is this, from a movie or cartoon?
So the prompt was the 1980s again. So it was 1980s, just like there was a 1980s prompt to start off this series. But you had to pick a different image.
Oh.
So this was like a repeat prompt, which was another unique thing this time around for this month, or this year's go around. But I thought, and I think partially because of sort of, what we've been talking about of late, Batman, caves, all that stuff. But no, Frank Miller, Dark Knight, the graphic novel, and all that series came out in the 80s, and really changed everyone's perception of that character, and also sort of just the tone of that kind of detective story, kind of both in print as well as in film. I mean, what's interesting is both Tim Burton and then Christopher Nolan both point back to Frank Miller's work, even though both of them stylistically and from a directorial vision ended up with very, very different films. Both of them point back to that printed work and that art and writer. And for those who don't know Frank Miller, he also did like Sin City and 300. And so this was sort of an homage to that.
Yeah, I can see the Frank Miller style in it, and I do like his work too. It just dawned on me as we will move to another sketch, but I wonder if the generation that's coming up now like has the same level of interest in graphic novels as say we did, say pre-internet people.
I don't know. I mean, it's funny because the first sketch that.
Oh no, I think I did lose Jamie. Are you still there? Oh my God. How does this happen? Jamie froze. Well, we will be with you in a second here. Let's make sure he's. Oh no. Well, Jamie's power went out, so I just got a text from him. I guess we might have to call it a day on the lightning round Archinktober part 2. And so maybe if we can get him back, we can create a proper sorry, hold on a sec here. I'm just getting a little info from Jamie. So the power went out over on Jamie's end of things, and so we've lost them. And but we've had a lot of fun going through these sketches. I suppose you can end on the Batman. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll be back with another episode pretty soon. And it is funny how this is the first time I've had to continue something without him, so it's not quite the same dynamic when you're all alone. But anyway, I will end it there. And thanks, Sean. We will. I'll just share that so that I'm not alone. I have plenty of people with me. So thanks a lot. And I will now roll outro, right? Because we have roll intro, roll outro.